What's up, people? Old Spy here, and today we are heading to the DLC. So to get there, we're starting at the Undead Parish bonfire, and we are going to once again return to Darkroot Basin. And by the way, I lied to you all at the end of last episode. And once I got to the Undead Parish bonfire, I started messing around with the equipment, and I chose to go ahead and rock the brass armor. Maybe for one episode, but I also chose it because I want to use the Silver Knight Shield. And the reason I'm going to use the Silver Knight Shield is because it has the highest lightning resistance of all the shields that I have, and that's going to be very useful. Also decided to put the Claymore on because it kind of matches the aesthetic that we got going on. So those were the ideas behind my choices here. Alright, heading down this way. The same old familiar path. So, as we're heading over here, this DLC is really awesome. I loved it when I first played through it. I think it adds a really, really nice touch to the whole experience of Dark Souls. It's got some great lore if you get into that with some of the main characters in the series. So it is really cool. I think from start to finish, I really enjoy it. Of course, I feel like with a few exceptions, they've done generally well with their DLC for the Souls games. Generally. Not 100%, but... Okay, so now we came back here before and there was a gold crystal golem, and now we see this crazy black hole looking thing swirling around. Yeah, go ahead and grab the antiquated set with the Crown of Dusk, and then we are going to examine. Alright, Sanctuary Garden, that's where we're going to start. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and empty out our humanities here. And we're probably going to be emptying them down quite a bit throughout since we don't have a really big supply. But towards the end of the DLC, there is a great place to farm them. So we're not going to worry about it too much. But let's go ahead and take this one all the way up. Alright, there we go. Let's throw a couple other items on in here. Let's go ahead and do some charcoal. And we went all the way up to 20 because to even start the DLC, right as soon as you get in, it's boss fight right away. So really cool. Or really horrible, depending on your point of view, I guess. Alright. Super cool boss, super sweet looking boss. And this is why we chose the gear that we chose. Good stable shield. Whoops. Yeah, do be aware. I forgot that I was gonna. That's one of the things I was gonna put on there. All right. You can cut that tail off. We may try if he continues to. So this is the attack that you want out in front, because then you get some chance to do some pretty good damage. So you want to lure that wing, the wind attack, by staying out mid-range. We're a little bit too far out. Shield's holding up here. We're doing good damage. There's the guardian tail. So now we don't have to worry about that. And you can see we're poisoned and we're still doing okay. So keep your shield up. Keep an eye, get that stupid thing off the screen first. Keep an eye on your stamina, so don't just walk around holding. Make sure you got the stamina. And you can stay out of range. His attacks have very short range. His swipes have a little more than his head, but you can roll. If your equip burden looks good, you can roll. Well, that was fortunate. All right. Dang it. Oh, got it. Nice. All right, cool. So we got the Guardian Soul. We got an extra humanity. We got poison coursing through our veins. I don't know why. I put it on there now. Well played there, sir. All right. Cool. So not bad. We're looking like we're in pretty good shape there after that boss fight. We did really good damage. We didn't take a whole lot of damage when we got hit. Poison didn't do that much, so not bad. Go ahead and rest here. We're going to kindle this bad boy up as well. We're just gonna go. We'll probably just go ahead and take every one of them. I think there's like 4 bonfires total. And as we're sitting here, we can see a giant wiggling mushroom over there. Let's actually level up before we go over there. And I'm gonna put that in there first. That doesn't feel right. Yeah, let's do that. Whatever. Okay. 40 freaking endurance, and we still can't fast roll.
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come, but not in time.
Okay, so she's gonna start off. I don't know, I'm talking over it, but we're gonna answer yes. So she's really kind of gonna drive the story here.
Something of a I should. I am.
And we can purchase some stuff. We're gonna take 2 of those. So we'll take another one. Okay, so she apparently, I thought she had a limit. Apparently not. Nice. The same spells that Dusk sold us, so the Ulasil spells and then the Ulasil Ivory Catalyst. But this stuff here is pretty useful, so do be aware of that. Alright. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, so now we're ready to head on in to the actual body, or the first phase of the DLC. And honestly, I like to approach this DLC in a just very deliberately. I like to go straight to where I'm trying to get and get there. And the main reason I like to do that is because as you go through, you open up shortcuts. And so once you do that, then you can really, you know, do your exploring and figure out where you want to go, what items you want to look for, stuff like that. So to start off, when I get in here, I like to go straight for my destination. These guys, whoops, dang it. Well, hopefully that holds out. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, almost led you guys into a trap. Got distracted by my controller dying. So do not go that way. You actually want to come up this way. So now I got a bunch of guys. No, they're back there. That's fine. This guy got smart. Yeah, so don't go down that way. I'm sorry. I do apologize. The prompt screwed me up. So let's go this way. And this is where you want to come through. Now these guys aren't going to be chasing you like they are me, because I just messed up. So if you stay up here, you're pretty safe. We'll go ahead and take them out. But you can see there's massive ambushes throughout this forest. So you really need to be careful. And if you go follow that path, so when you go down, follow this ridge up instead of going down in there. Alright, so then when you get over here, go ahead and drop down. Slide down here. So we will be seeing that guy a little bit later on down the road. Yay for us. Alright, so we cross the bridge, continue on this way. And when you get up here, crystal lizard. Nice twinkling titanite. Oof, watch out for that guy. Not a good place to fight him. Let's move over this way. Deal with Scissor Dude. And then we'll go ahead and fight him. Now the thing about these guys is they have an attack where they slam their hammers into the ground. And then they rip it back up and it has an AoE effect. Right there. So do be aware of that. On top of that, they do have quite a bit of HP. And they hit pretty hard. So it's really, honestly, in your best interest not to aggro these guys and just avoid them wherever you can. And in that, throughout here, you can pick up their set. It's in pieces scattered about. Alright, so we come this way. And you just want to be aware because these guys are all over the place. And they're one of those enemies that become more dangerous the more you the more you have after you. The more dangerous they are. When you're fighting them one-on-one, they're not really all that big of a deal. There we go. All that for a gold coin. There's really not a whole lot of useful items out here. But I'm going to go ahead and trek around just a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and move back over this direction. Now you're going to have a couple guys down here on your left. Okay. Here is the thing. As you come up here and you're heading out, there's that crystal lizard. And what he's going to do is he's going to try to get you to run over there and aggro all those guys. And it's going to be a mess. So don't fall for it. Instead, we're going to slide this way, grab the soul item, and we're going to hit the exit here. Head on down through here. And you guys obviously know that's a boss fight there. So we don't want to head there quite yet.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy...
Very cool NPC.
Exactly what we are both at least.
Sell some kind of useful stuff. You can buy some humanity if you need it. And then some arrows. And you can talk to him. He's going to get you some more of the lore of the area. But what we want to do is we want to head this way. Come up here. So there's the Guardian's Gauntlets. That's one piece of the Guardians that are out there, of their armor that you can acquire. So now, if you look, we are back where we first entered. Come around here, you guys will be able to see where we're at. So this is where we came in. That's the bridge. Our first bonfire is right over there. So now, feel free to roam about and kill whatever you want and look for any items that you might want to find in those woods. But for us, right now, we're going to go ahead and take on the second boss of the DLC. Throw that on. And please some lightning for this one. All right, we got 16 flask uses, so we should be good. Let's go ahead and pop the green blossom, buff the weapon, and here we go. So be ready to go while you're enjoying this awesome cutscene, because he's going to come right at our faces. Keep your shield up. Circle around him. That attack is fine. Alright, I'm gonna use my thrust attacks. So, I'm trying to demonstrate that our shield is going to work very nicely for us. Make sure you drop your guard after you block as much as possible. There you go. Oops. Yeah. Alright, so this is where we want to do as much damage as we can, and we didn't do it. Our weapon's a little bit too slow. Heal up when you can. Oof. Yeah, now he's buffed up a little bit more, so he's taking more stamina on block. He's gonna hit us a little bit harder. That's fine. We'll take that trade just to get a little more life in there. So his attacks get a little crazier. This is why you don't want to let him complete that buff, because he does get significantly harder, and he may take us. And we're gonna go ahead and let him buff up again. And now we're gonna start to dodge a little bit more. Should we sneak one in? Oh, you sucker. Alright, so he is like in full-on abyss mode. And I've made this fight get way... I've let it get way harder than it needs to be. But we're still fine here. Oh, that should not have been that. Oh, we wasted an Estus flask. Oh my goodness. Oh. Come on, oh, it's already buffed. What are you doing? Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. Oh. Alright, we gotta stay calm here. Got him. Alright, so I totally made that fight way harder than it needed to be. The key to that fight is when he goes to buff himself up with the Abyss, you want to charge in, swing as fast as you can, do as much damage to knock him out of that. If you keep him, if you don't allow him to do what I allowed him to do, the fight is much easier. But either way, good strategy. Keep your shield up. Be patient. Watch his attacks. Time his attacks early on, and you will be just fine. So that was Artorias. Everybody's favorite. We're at the bonfire here. We're going to kindle it up before we get ready for the next stretch, because the next stretch is quite a bit. So we're going to want as much Estus as we can get. We got some items we're going to use here. Go ahead and use that. Yeah, we'll use it. Why not? So we got our 40-40 just barely there, and we're still at the 25-25. Alrighty. That's going to do it for this episode. We'll be heading into Ulasil Township on the next episode. So I will see you then.